Welcome to the 2022 Perfect Game Gulf Coast World Series. I'm Joe Willis. I'll be your tournament director. I'm going to go over a few rules. I'm not going to go over everything. If you have any questions for me, you'll need to come to the coaches sign-in the day before your event starts, and I'll be there the whole time. And if you have any questions, you can ask me at that time. Make sure that you check your spam folders for all these emails you'll be getting from Perfect Game and the Gulf Coast Sports Commissions, because all of those emails have important information for each team. The first thing we're going to go over is the start and the finish of the game. The umpires will come to the field and they'll have a game card. During pool play, you will flip to see who's the home and visitor. Whoever is the home team will take the game card, fill out the lineups, and in the middle of the first inning, you will return the game card to the base umpire. He will record all pitching and all runs scored on that card. That will be the official score of the game. The 14s and up will use diamond cast, but the 7s to 13s will not. So it's really important that we get this card right. Both managers need to get with the umpires at the end of the game and make sure your pitching and your score is correct before the umpires leave the field and before your team leaves. It's a lot easier to fix it then than it is an hour later. If we have an entry wrong when we enter it, we will correct it. All you have to do is contact your site director or contact me or contact someone involved in the tournament, and we will look into it, and if it's wrong, we'll correct it. But make sure that the pitching and the score is correct on that card before you leave the field. All right, next thing I'm going to cover is just some general rules that some of the teams that are playing may not be used to. When you're sliding at any base, home plate, anywhere, make sure there's no jumping to avoid the tag. If you leave your feet, you'll be called out. Slashing is legal. Perfect Game does not have a rule against slashing, so it's legal. Rain delays can cause games to be shortened or not played. In bracket play, we could do away with the loser's bracket. So just giving everybody a heads up, we don't want to do that, but we may have be time restraint because of the weather, so we may have to shorten game times. We may have to even shorten the loser's bracket, take them out, but that will be up to the tournament director's discretion. It's not a true double elimination. You'll play, if you're playing an 18 bracket, the first 2 rounds will be double elimination. Once you get to the semifinals, if you lose, then it doesn't matter what your record is. You can go look at those brackets. It's pretty self-explanatory, but once you get to the semifinals, if you lose, you're out. When you get to final game, it's one game. It's not best 2 out of 3. It's just one game. You can go and look at the brackets. They're posted online. Each schedule will be posted somewhere a week to 10 days before your event starts. And you can go look at that bracket and you can see how they pan out. The tiebreakers, we'll end pool play in a tie. The tiebreaker rule is we'll put the last batted out or last out, and we'll play until we get a winner. So pool play will end in ties, but bracket play we have to get a winner. All of the rain delays, all changes on the schedule, everything that we do to change the schedule for any reason, they will be sent out through the Perfect Game system. Now, I know people are going to call, but it's better if we will send out a message and say we're in a delay. We'll send out another message, another email, not a message, email. We'll send out another email and tell you when we'll have the schedule updated. And then we'll send out another message and tell you when you'll need to be at the fields. So we're going to give everybody plenty of time when we change the schedule. But make sure that you're getting these emails, because we can't just call everybody. So we'll send this out through the Perfect Game email system, and just make sure you got all your information correct on there. There's a lot of these fields that we're going to be playing at that have lightning detectors. We have to go by the city rules. If they tell us to get off the field, even though it's not raining, if lightning's close, we have to leave the field. So be prepared for that. Make sure, again, on the emails, check your spam box, because sometimes those emails will go to your junk folders. Don't just look and say, I didn't get it. Go back to your junk folder, spam folder, whatever you call it. Make sure that it's not in there, because that is how we're going to stay in touch with you. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the pitching rules, the run rules, and the time limits. On the pitching rules, the daily max for a 7 and 8 year old is 15 outs. The daily max for a 9 through 12 year old is 18 outs. 13s and 14s daily max is 21 outs. Each player in a 7 to 12U is allowed 30 outs over a 5-day period. Each player in a 13-14 year old is allowed 30 outs over a 5-day period. If a player records more than 9 outs in a day, they are required 1 day's rest. Players can pitch in more than one game in a day if they do not exceed the daily limits. The definition to be utilized for the purpose of the pitching restrictions for end of each day shall be any time or night or day that the facility is closed and teams have a break in playing prior to the next day's games. Pitchers who record outs or a pitch in a game that is forfeited will still have those outs pitches counted toward their limitations. Pitching violations. The pitcher must be replaced on the mound immediately upon notice of a violation. The pitcher is ejected from the game, and the team manager is ejected from the game and the next scheduled game. Any team violating the pitching rules for a second time during the tournament will be disqualified immediately from the event. So basically what that means is, if you go over your allotted, if you have an illegal pitcher on the mound, he has to be removed, and then the pitcher that violated the rule is ejected. The coach is also ejected. You have to then put a legal pitcher on the mound. If you do it twice in the same tournament, you will be removed from the tournament. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, on the run rules for 6-inning games, it's 15 runs after 2 innings, 12 runs after 3 innings, and 8 runs after 4 innings. In a 7-inning game, it's 15 runs after 3, 12 after 4, and 8 after 5. That was pretty self-explanatory. Excuse me. The time limits for a 7 and 8 year old game is 70 minutes. These time limits are for all games except championship games. All championship games will have 30 minutes added on to the championship game. So if it's 70 minutes, then the championship game will be 100 minutes. The 9s through 13s will play 90 minutes. The 14U pool play games will be 90 minutes. The 14U bracket games will be 105 minutes. And again, all championship games will have 30 minutes added to the time limit. Now, I did not cover everything that needs to be covered. And again, I will be at coaches sign-in every week before each team plays, the day before, when you come to check in and pick up your baseballs and your cooler passes and stuff. If you have any questions for me, you'll need to look me up while you're there. Like I said, I'll be there the whole time, answer any questions you have. Good luck to everybody. Hope everybody has a great time. Thank you.